Hello, it is me, the rock and roll mystic. I hope the lighting is okay. I am coming in to do a tag from the Consulting Crones 2024. They did a whole bunch of questions. They wanted to open it up to us crones here on the interwebs. And, I figured I needed a distraction. I've had a bad day. I am sitting in a lot of crap in my head, and I figured this would be a perfect thing to distract me. And if I'm not looking at the camera, I apologize. Again, rough day, or rough evening. This is pretty much what my higher self is ordering me to do to get me out of the sludge, because I do really enjoy doing these tags. They're so much fun, and I basically am building my entire channel on tags, which is fine. I think it's fine. Especially since I've been dealing with a lot of stuff lately. So this tag has got 13 questions, and hopefully I will have good answers for all of them, and I will entertain you at the same time. So let's just get started. So again, I'm on my phone. So if I look over here, I'm looking at my own face, and that's not good. So I'm going to try to look over here at the camera. So wish me luck. And again, hopefully my voice isn't too gravelly. All right, so the first question is, what key experience has changed you as a spiritual practitioner thus far? I'm going to say that we're starting off with a bang, with a massive loaded question. Because I've been a spiritual practitioner for many years now, but it was like this weird spiral kind of journey. And so there were so many things. So, what would be, honestly, I'm going to go a little bit beyond, the start of my journey. Because in 2007, I was struggling with a lot of health issues. I was working at the Apple store, and I, again, had a lot of things on my plate. I was dealing, at the time, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I was dealing with that. I was having a really bad brain fog day, and I was at a voice lesson. I was called into work because somebody couldn't show up, and so I was the one that they randomly chose to come into work. And because I liked my job, I'm like, okay, fine, I will go. And I was leaving my voice lesson, and even my voice teacher was like, you kind of seemed a little off. But that's neither here nor there. So again, if you are just coming across my channel, I am a talking head. I don't edit. So I just go off the cuff and I just talk. And, I have ADHD, neurodivergent, and possibly autistic. And I'm in the process of my journey of being professionally diagnosed. So apologies for the pauses and the thinking and all that stuff. So where was I? All right, so 2007, I'm leaving a voice lesson and called into work. And at the time, it was a 26-minute commute from where I was to get to the store. As I left my voice lesson, I wasn't even on the road for a mile, and there was a squirrel in the middle of the road, and knee jerk, I swerved, overswerved, tried to compensate, overcompensated, and ended up rolling my car down the highway. I think I went 1, 2, 3, 4 and a quarter, because I landed on the driver's side door. So my car was kind of like wheels pointing up this way. Luckily, somebody saw it, and ambulance was there within minutes. They smashed out the back window and got me out of the car. Squirrel made it. I did not kill a squirrel, and I did not kill myself, thankfully. But that is probably the first step on my spiritual journey, because at that moment I was like, I have to fix my life. I'm kind of in that moment again now in my 50s, but I have to fix it. I have to get a handle on my health, and I had to start taking care of myself. And that took me on this multi-step journey of freeing myself from my illnesses. And I consider that part of my spiritual journey because that was the moment that a squirrel changed my life. And I have a tattoo on my leg to signify that. I have a tattoo of a squirrel on my leg because it truly did change my life on that moment. So yeah, July 2007 was the first step I took to truly being on a spiritual journey. Now, even though I had started doing stuff, like I was active in my church, I was teaching Sunday school, I was getting a handle on my ADHD, because I had only been diagnosed a few years before that. Yeah, so that is my moment. That's my long-winded, windy, turny story of the first step on my spiritual journey as a practitioner, because in 2010 I started making jewelry with natural healing gemstones, and then my obsession with crystals and gems came in, and then I ended up becoming a energy practitioner for animals, then a Reiki master teacher, then a life coach, and it basically was the domino that brought me to where I am now. All right. I hope I can answer these questions a lot faster than that one. Number 2, how do you balance your magical practices with your everyday mundane life and responsibilities? I don't know if I have to balance it, because, I mean, yeah, I'm dealing with a lot of mental illness crap right now, but I just try to live my life magically. I'm constantly doing Hey Universe statements, which I will do a video on at one point, because I've been able to bend time with the Hey Universe statement. Mundane things like finding parking spots for my mother so she doesn't have to walk too far, and it literally is magic. And it has been something I do that's almost daily. And so, in other words, finding a parking spot, mundane, but asking the universe to make sure that I have one that's appropriate for my mother and getting it, that's magical. So I think I do both at the same time. And then I'll throw in a spell, but I don't really do spells as often as I think I would like to. I mean, every once in a while I'll do like a new moon and a full moon ritual that lasts the entire 14 days from new moon to full moon and from full moon to new moon. I have a couple spells that I do, and it was given to me by a really dear friend of mine. So that's been something. But yeah, I just throw it together. Use magic to find a parking spot. Use magic to find the perfect dress for an occasion. Use magic for, lots of mundane things. And so I just combine the two. No need to balance when you do it, everything with magical intentions in mind. Now, if I can do that to help my brain, that'll work. Number 3, how are you planning on leaving a legacy? digital memoirs, book of shadows, journals, etc. I don't have a physical book of shadows. With my ADHD, it's hard for me to even just journal, let alone make a book of shadows. But what I have done is I have created a folder in my notes app on my phone, and I've been adding things, and then if I write a little spell, I'll add that to that. That's so it's kind of a digital legacy, but I do have several books that are in me that I plan on getting to in the next several years. I'm not really I'm in no rush. I think the first thing coming out, I'm doing an oracle deck, but that's been put on pause until I can get my head straight. But I've got half of the research done on that. I need to find a fine artist. So if anybody out there knows how to do semi-realistic artwork of nature, and I do like the hyper realism, that's what I prefer. So hit me up, let me know, and I will give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm looking for, because I was gonna have my brother do it, but my brother is working several jobs. He lives in Key West and is not capable of doing it right now. So I'm thinking about doing a Kickstarter so I can pay an artist. I don't know. But yeah, if you are a fine artist and you like doing hyper or semi-realism artwork, reach out to me. Just hit me up on Instagram or something like that. But I've got that oracle deck, and then I have a couple books, one on animal spirituality, and one about pet care, and hopefully me and my partner will do a series of children's books about pet care. So yeah, that'll be, I guess, my legacy, if I can get to all of that. I'm not putting too much on my plate right now, but I do have a list of things that I do want to put out. So that will be my legacy, I guess. Number 4, have you recently started any new practices or traditions? A lot of my new practices I'm hoping to become traditions. I've been making jams and jellies. I just made an autumn peach jam, and I would like to make a rose jelly. That would be probably, and I'm going to be making pear jam as well, like a spiced pear. So I want that to be like my, like a tradition that I do this time of the year. Mabon typically falls right around my birthday, so I always like to celebrate that, and I like to celebrate Lunasid and Samhain. Sorry, words are not my friend today, so I apologize. But yeah, I would like to do, I like fall, and I like the harvest seasons, and I would like to make like a jelly for like a special, Lunasid jelly, a special Mabon jelly, a special Samhain jelly, or jam or whatever. And I want those to be traditions. So I'm doing a lot of that, and teaching myself that. But I think outside of that, I don't really have any ideas about traditions. I'm still trying to see I'm not Wiccan, but I'm still trying to see which parts of the wheel of the year that I would like to celebrate. I definitely know the 3 harvest festivals and Yule, so like the last half. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what my thing. I like to do a special, cook something special and make that a tradition. 5. What CroneWisdom would you want to share with the newer practitioners from your journey? Spiritual or magical? Probably that I believe that the onus is on ourselves to change the things in our lives. And as we age, a lot of us get illnesses and sicknesses, and we start to slow down. And I hope that, and this goes back to, question 3, legacy. I hope that I can pass along the wisdom that you can heal your body at any age. And once you do the work, because we're all doing the spiritual work, we're all doing, whether shadow work or trigger work, whatever. And my wisdom would be that once you can get through all of that and you put your intention and use energy work and magic if you want, you can heal. I've healed my liver, I've healed my lungs, I've healed, I'm in the process of healing my gut. I pretty much have got it pretty down. I've healed my skin. I don't look very good right now because I'm tired and I've had a really bad day, but I look younger now at 54 than I did at 34. I've grown my hair back. There's so many things that I have done because I refused to deteriorate. And, there's always something bubbling up and there's always something that I got to work on, but I make progress. And I've been healing parts of my body, which has been chronically ill for many, many years. And yeah, that's my wisdom. If you want to, and if you really put your mind to it, you can heal your body, because everything presents energetic, or is, let me get this right. Everything presents spiritually and energetically before it presents physically. So if you can work on all of the stuff that bombards us, and you can clear your aura, clear your energy field, clear your chakras, work on that, do your energy work, and you don't have to be Reiki trained for this, you can heal your body. And you may end up finding something like myself. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was 28. Yeah. And in my late 40s, or actually, probably just a couple years ago. Yeah, it was probably like 51, 52. I found out that my fibromyalgia, which I had been dealing with since my late 20s, was an actual allergy to canola oil. I took canola oil out, detoxed my body. It took me over 2 years. I've had a couple instances lately, but I can confidently say that I believe my personal fibromyalgia, I'm not saying all fibromyalgia, but my personal fibromyalgia diagnosis was a misdiagnosed allergy. And once I removed that from my diet, I no longer had fibromyalgia. So take that for what it's worth. This is my experience. I'm not saying this is everybody's experience. But yeah, that is my crone wisdom, my really long-winded crone wisdom that I would like to pass is you can heal your body. It doesn't matter what you have, diabetes, chronic illness, chronic pain. If you dig down deep enough and find the source, you can heal the tree, if that makes any sense. Feed the roots, heal the tree. There you go. That didn't even sound kind of crony. Heal the roots, feed the tree. Anyway, excuse me, coughing. Mundane. Just be responsible. Take responsibility for your life and for how you move through the world. And your life becomes easier because you control it more. There's more freedom because you're not a victim anymore. These are the things that I've learned with my life. And it kind of sounds like rich coming from somebody who's struggling really bad right now. But, you know, it's what happens when you hit menopause and lots of stuff come on. Maybe it's my Chiron return, my wounded healer. I don't know. All I know is the last 2 years have been the hardest 2 years of my life. So I'm going to get through it because it is my responsibility to change my life and to change how I move through the world and to create the skills necessary that my brain needs to function in a neurotypical world. I don't think I need to take medicine. I don't think, and I mean, I may have to if I can't get out of my burnout mode, but it won't be a long-term thing. That's my choice. So anyway, these are long questions. All right, so 6, I'll try to get through them faster. 6, how has your view of self-care changed over the years? How do you practice self-care? I think I just answered that. I just take responsibility for myself, and I take, if my knee hurts, I figure it out. If my back hurts, I figure it out. If my shoulder hurts, I figure it out. If I have a stomach issue, I figure it out. I am, maybe it's the autism speaking, maybe it's the ADHD, the hyperfocus, I don't know. But what matters to me is that for somebody who has been so disassociated from her body for so long, the last 10 years I've been trying to reconnect to my body, and I've been trying to work with my body. And I do what I need to do. If I need to rest, I rest. If I need to let something go, I let something go. Right now, I'm in burnout, and I need to let things go. So I am trying to give myself grace and pay attention to me when I am asking me to help me, if that makes any sense. That's my self-care. And that spirals into number 5. All right, so number 7, how has your practice helped you navigate through the changes in your life, physical, mental, or magical? Well, I guess it goes back to the second question, how I balance, is I just bring magic into everything I do. And that's been my practice. And doing that has helped me be more normal, whatever normal is. And it's, I mean, I'm in the thick of it right now. So I'm still figuring out how to use magic to help me in this moment. Yeah, with what's been going on the last 2 years, but I have always used energy work. If I needed to do Reiki on myself, I will fall asleep giving my heart Reiki. So that, I don't know if I'm answering the question. Yeah, so that's my practice. You know, I'm an energy practitioner, by trade. Reiki master teacher, healing touch for animals practitioner, healing touch for humans practitioner. And so my energy work is what I use to help me navigate through the different changes in my life and with my health and whatever. I will sit and do, you know, because what happens when I don't get enough sleep is it because I had such a history of chronic lung issues, even though I don't have asthma anymore, I still have a weakness there. So when I don't get enough sleep, or if I'm having an emotional day, it goes right to the lungs, which is energetically apropos, because when you have a lot of sadness and when you have a lot of depression, it kind of sits in your lungs. So that's why, if any of you guys have ever had, like, if you've had a really sad day, your lungs feel heavy, because the energy sits in that part of your lungs. So I will just do a grounding practice where I'll just lay on the floor. I put roots down into the ground, and then I just breathe up the earth, and then I clean out my lungs, and then I push it back out to transmute it. And I haven't done that in a while, but I think I'm gonna have to do it now, because I don't know if you can hear it, but it's there, because I feel like I have 100-pound weight in my chest, because of all the stuff that I've been dealing with. But yeah, so that's that question. 8, what does your seasonal practices look like, and what has changed, and has that changed over time? Since I'm relatively new, I haven't had any change. I just mentioned in the traditions question what I'm trying to do to honor the, and use seasonal practices for the wheel of the year. 9, do you have any daily routines that help you stay interested and connected to things and the people you enjoy? Yeah, I mean, I try really hard to make sure that I give myself, and I don't know why I'm stuck on this number, but 3 hours. Like, if I need to do something, or I have to work at a certain time, or I have to meet with somebody at a certain time, I will make sure that I have, for the most part, 3 hours from getting up to leaving the house, or getting on Zoom or something like that, so I can do all of the things that I need to do, whether it's breakfast and be able to sit and enjoy, whether it's watch my videos. One of my special interests is politics and law. And in this country, it's something that has helped me get through the chaos. But it has also turned into a special interest, because I'm fascinated at the nuances of just how things work. And that's been fascinating to me, to learn all of that. And I'm not talking about what's going on party-wise, like who's doing what's. I'm talking about the actual systems that have been put in play that we'll be using for decades and centuries. That whole fascinates me. So I make sure I take time to go through all of the people that I follow, and then I have a good enough time to put on my makeup, because that's a big part of my routine. If I have something to do, whether it's to meet with somebody or leave the house, whatever, I will not be on camera without makeup. I will not leave the house without makeup. That's just something that I decided I would do for myself since I was, like, when I was a teenager, or not teenager, but early 20s. Yeah, so that's my daily, that's pretty much the biggest daily routine that I do, is having that 3 hours before I have to be, like, on, if that makes any sense. And there's other ones that I sprinkle in, but that's the main one. And I try to do that meditatively, like I eat breakfast, like meditatively, like I feel the oatmeal in my mouth, and I try to really enjoy my breakfast. Okay. 10. Have you noticed any ability shifts, better divination, magical results, clearer card readings? Before I entered the state that I'm in now, yes. I was noticing that if I pulled a card, that it would be really, like, on point. From different from when I first started. I noticed as I was learning the energy becoming an energy practitioner, I used pendulums for that. At first, pendulums just wouldn't work for me. And now, for the most part, except for I have one really bratty pendulum that just won't work with me. She just wants to sit in her box and be pretty. But I have other ones that do like to work with me. And that's been a neat shift. Seeing how the pendulums go from never working to, like, pretty much always being on if I choose the right one. And a lot of times I'll ask my pendulums if they want to work with me. Any other shifts? Oh yeah, the more I do the Hey Universe statements, I mean, I bend time. I've been able to bend time 15 minutes, which I've only done that once, but holy crap, was that impressive. I had lots of traffic. I had to get my mom to a doctor's appointment. I did the Hey Universe. I started to do the bending of time spell that I do, and I literally cut 15 minutes off my trip, and I don't know where that went to. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool. When that happened, I was like, yeah, I can bend time. Heck yeah! So that was probably the biggest one. Let me see. 11. What are some of the common misconceptions about spiritual practices that you encounter? Probably the most one is that the power comes from outside of yourself. I think everything else, I don't really encounter much, but I don't really enter the world much. So, yeah, that would probably be the biggest one. Because, I mean, yeah, you can draw power in from outside of you, but ultimately you are the power. You're just using external sources as an assist. Number 12. Oh, wait. Do I address them? Yeah. I mean, I do if it comes up. And are you living in the closet? 50-50. Most people in my life don't know how deep I'm into this. But they know I'm different. I mean, I've always been like a little on the goth side. I don't know. You can't really see the bats, but I have bats above me. Got my little cat with a knife. I've always been a little bit weird. So they probably have an idea, but only a few people know that I actually do spell work. So I guess I'm half in the closet, half out of the closet. 12. Almost done. Almost done. Where do you see your spiritual practices going in the future? I have no clue. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Who knows? Maybe after I get over this situation I'm in right now, maybe they'll get better. I don't know. Right now, everything has kind of been blocked by a lot of the things that I'm dealing with right now. Yeah, I mean, I see myself continually becoming more and more powerful. I truly believe in divine humanity, or divine humanness. Not humanity, humanness. That we are divine because we are human. And, you know, that it's like a step above the spiritual being having a human experience. You know, we're just as powerful as the deities that we look up to and worship. We just have to unpack and unsheath the onions that we live in. We have to just peel back all those layers, and what's at the center of that onion is extremely powerful. We can bend time. We can heal our bodies. We can heal somebody on the other side of the planet. We can create change in the world. We are just incredibly powerful. And we just have to peel away the human condition to get there. And I hope to get there. So I hope that I'm just gonna get more and more aware of my divine humanness, which will give me that, which holds that power. Not will give me, it holds that power. So just peel away that stuff, and the power is there. So yeah. Last question. In becoming a crone, what are your dreams for the future? my dreams for the future. I would like to, number one, get out of this tiny house that I can't fit in anymore. I like the energy of the house. It's just I can't fit in it anymore, and I am feeling kind of stifled a bit. So I would like to be in a bigger house, and if I was to take my ultimate vision is to move to Vermont, have like 100 acres of land, and hold retreats, like intimate retreats a couple times a year, help people with, you know, their spiritual journey, their witchy journey, whatever comes up. Maybe do Samhain retreats, or I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to look like, except for the fact that I would like to have a large property and be able to hold at least 2 intimate retreats a year, maybe up to 4. I guess it depends on, you know, how much space I have and what I can do with the land that I get, and actually be the mystic that I see myself being, taking all of my coaching, my witchiness, all of my spiritual enlightenment stuff, my alchemy stuff, and my way showing and grid weaving and all of that, and throwing it together into this person that I see myself as in the future, and be able to help people reach the potentials that they want to reach. So that is kind of what I see myself in the future. And then, you know, at the same time, my day job would be to have a small brick and mortar shop for my magic rocks, because obviously the website is on the back burner now. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. I have to get out of my muck right now to even think if that's going to be a thing, but I do know at some point I would like to have a brick and mortar store, small store, up in the mountains of Vermont, and play with rocks all day. And yeah, so I mean, that's what I would like to do. I mean, Vermont is a special place to me and my husband. We really enjoy it. We go there twice a year. Actually, we're going there in a couple days for our second Vermont vacation of the year. And yeah, living up there would be really, really nice, and it'll feel like a vacation up there. And I just want an easy, calm, chill, mountain, Vermont life, playing with rocks and dealing with spiritual things. So yeah, that was the tag. Those were the questions. So if you know, if you're a crone, if you want to be a part of the Consulting Crones YouTube channel, I will link that in the description. I will I'll see, yeah, you can get, I will link their channel in the description, and in their video you can get the Google Doc with the questions. I hope that's okay. I'll see if I can copy and paste from the Google Doc and put it into the description, but I will try to put stuff in there for you so you can find it. And yeah, thanks for listening to me. I apologize for my chattiness, my round the way speaking. Today's been a rough day for me, and this was a good distraction. This was a good distraction. I need distractions every once in a while that put a smile on my face. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I will let you go because this video is a lot longer than I expected it was going to be. So yeah, so have a great one, and I will see you, Rock and Roll Mystic, out. Bye.